What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one wants to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, what's happening with the news affecting the markets, and what Cathie Wood just did to her Tesla shares as she made a very bold move once again. But before I break anything down about all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Now, this offer ends in just about 10 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market so far. So, looking at Tesla, we have this very, very nice accumulation structure that's developed as we're starting to see buyers that stepped in, and they pushed this thing very, very nicely yesterday. Now, as Tesla's pushed up quite nicely, it is still holding its supports quite well simultaneously. And overall, it's looking quite nice. Now, what's good about Tesla is that we're holding above this 257.5 support very, very nicely. Also, like 258 is where we have some support. We're still holding. We also held above 255, which is a good sign so far. However, I do want to warn you that the market is still not looking the strongest, just at least for the time being, which could slow it down just a little bit here and there, but it's not looking that bad. And it looks like Tesla's just kind of like range trading, and it may remain this way for the majority of the day. I just want to see it close above 255 for us to be in a decent place. Now, when it comes to what's going on with the economy right now, we had some Fed speakers. They're all done for the day so far. And overall, they didn't really say anything that's too significant. They just mentioned that inflation has been dropping actually faster than some of them were expecting. But at the same time, the overall employment numbers are still suggesting that the Fed has to remain a little hawkish. So just the same things were repeated over and over again. I didn't see anything new from Barr or even Daly. So that's pretty much it for the Fed for today. And then we have tomorrow coming up as we have some more unemployment data. Besides that, there's not a whole lot coming out. All right, so now when it comes to the way the market's going to move, I just want to remind everyone that when it comes to our economic calendar, we don't really have anything for Monday, just as a reminder. It's going to be closed for many banks, but Friday is when we have some more data. Now, when it comes to Tesla, okay, we have Hyundai and Kia both adopting the EV charging standard from 2024, the NACS charger, which is bullish news for Tesla. This is great news, and this is part of why Tesla's holding up very nicely. It's very, very great to see this. And as more and more companies make Tesla the standard, it's just going to benefit Tesla more and more. But with all these companies joining in, there's going to be very high demand for charging. And we're going to need to see Tesla build more and more of these supercharger stations all over the US. So that's going to be a bigger job for Tesla. And I do believe Tesla's on it right now. They're going to be working much harder. They're going to be working to help reduce those charging times, and they're going to be working to really help increase supply to keep up with the demand for this service. Now, there was also news that came out that Cathie would have sold $25 million in Tesla stock as Tesla's flashed some aggressive buy signals. Now, this is not necessarily the end of the world, because you have to remember that Tesla still is once again one of their top holdings right now with an 11.3% weight. They also they also have Tesla as a top stock with a 11.64% weight. So right now, you guys could see that Tesla is one of their top holdings. They're not really giving up on them. They're still holding it all together in their different ETFs. And for many of them, from ARK to ARKQ to ARKW, Tesla still makes some of the top holdings. So she's not giving up on the company. She's not trying to do anything bad, no matter what any of these headlines are trying to say. Do not worry about it. She's holding on to almost all of her shares. All right. ARK is still holding on to their shares. They just sold a small position worth about $25 million, which they're going to be using for repositioning. And there was more news that came out that Cathie was investing more into different software companies. So that's completely normal during this time of year as we just started a new quarter. And fund managers do this all the time for repositioning, to manage money, to move them in different sectors, maybe try to grow them at faster rates, because she probably felt like they already made a good gain on Tesla, buying it and holding it since the lows, and then taking on some profits, putting them into somewhere else would be completely fine for them. There could be many reasons for that. It's not the end of the world whatsoever. So now let's talk about how Tesla's looking. We're just chopping around right now. We've been stuck between 258. This is like 258-ish to about 260, going back and forth for the last 4 hours. We haven't really done anything, so we may just remain in this range for the majority of the day, which is good for Tesla. If we do sell off below 258 to 257.5, 256 to 255 is another possibility, but it's, even if it does drop there, it's going to be fine. So it's still holding up quite nicely. We're going to be watching these resistance levels. If we break 260, there is potential for us to try to test this 262 area, but for now, we're just stuck within this range, and it may remain this way simultaneously. Now, for SPY, okay, this is looking a little different because SPY made an attempt to break out today. It was trying to break out. You guys could see this. And we have our trend lines drawn out. We have previous resistance becoming support, and we also had previous support becoming resistance. So SPY basically tried to break out yesterday. Today, it managed to, during the pre-market, try to hold above this resistance area around this 425 area, but then we failed to hold 425 and came right back down. Now SPY came down, and we've been stuck between just under 422 and just over this like 423 area, kind of just range bound for the majority of the day. And we're going to be watching to see how we're reacting to this resistance. This white line right here is now going to be acting as resistance. We're just barely above it. We're just at it right now. So it's kind of flat. And we're going to be watching to see how SPY tries to hold 423. If we break below 423, we support that 422. We have some tight support there. If that fails, and so far the buyers have been stepping in there, so look at that as a demand zone. But if 422 fails, let's watch 420 as critical support. We have some strong support right there. And if we keep trying to pop, 423.5 has some resistance, and then 424 is going to be the next level, which is once again not really that strong. And right now, SPY looks very, very sideways. It's been not really moving that much. It's been just kind of like shopping a lot. If you just look at it, it's been stuck in this range all day. Now, it's trying to rebound a little bit after coming back down. So we're going to be watching to see if they could try to hold above this 200 EMA on the 5-minute time frame. If it does succeed at that, we could see an attempt to rebound, and it's trying to rebound now. If it fails to do so, then this could change everything. So watch this all very, very carefully. We're going to be watching to see if this thing could hold above this. And if anything, it's going to likely just kind of trade sideways for some time before doing anything. So just be very careful, and we will see how it moves from there. Now, to add on to this, what is good for the market is that Aapl has broken above 174. So breaking above 174 is a decent sign. And I want to call this out because this is going to give the market another upside potential if we hold 174 and close above it for Aapl. Because if you look at Aapl, we have this nice double bottom formation that is formed. And now we're above this 173.8 resistance. So we're just barely above 174 now. Let's see if Aapl could hold this. If it holds this, this could be good for the markets for tomorrow. If we fail here and we reject, it could slow down back down to this 173.5 to 172 zone. As of right now, it's holding up. So let's see if Aapl could just hold for now. It doesn't have to break out too hard. It should just at least try to hold it. If it does so, that's going to be a decent sign. For the QQQ, this is looking quite decent so far. This is actually, we got this bounce off 356, which is the level I called out if we did come down. And now that we bounced off 356, we're going to be watching to see if this thing can try to get back above 358 and hold it. If we close above 358, there's going to be potential for it to push past 360 tomorrow. So watch 358 as a key level. And then after that, we have 359.25, and then we have 360. So I think it's going to try to hold. It's trying to hold 358 right now, but watch it test 359. And as of right now, it's still holding up quite decently. So watch that very carefully. It's been range bound for the majority of this day, but now it's starting to show some life. So watch that carefully as Apple's trying to push to the upside. For Nvda stock, this is also looking quite decent. This thing is starting to break above 444. If it keeps breaking out, this thing can start pushing towards this imbalance up here, towards this 449 area. There is most definitely potential for it. So we're going to be watching to see if this thing can try to hold above 444. If we keep holding and close above it, that's going to be a bullish signal. We're starting to break out, so let's see if this thing could approach this 449 resistance. If we manage to break out and continue from here. So far, it's looking quite good. It's trying right now, getting a nice attempt. So we'll see how it goes. Overall, not looking bad. If it breaks down, watch 444, 442, and then 440 as supports, followed by 437. Those are some levels to watch for. But as of right now, the market is holding up. Apple's now starting to pump nicely. Tesla's starting to break to the upside. Tesla's still looking quite nice from a technical standpoint. So we'll see how it goes from here. But overall, not looking bad whatsoever. With that said, guys, thank you all so much for listening. I want to just end the video from here. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.